Is in Lizzie McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins.
Is as the chairman and the co-founder of Thorne. We build software to fight human trafficking and the sexual exploitation of children. And that's our core mission. My other day job is that of the father of two, a 2-month-old and a 2-year-old. And as part of that job that I take very seriously, I believe that it is my effort to defend their right to pursue happiness and to ensure a society and government that defends it as well. But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary happiness of another. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. I've been on the other end of a phone call from my team asking for my help because we had received a call from the Department of Homeland Security telling us that a 7-year-old girl was being sexually abused and that content was being spread around the dark web. And she had been being abused and they'd watched her for 3 years and they could not find the perpetrator. Asking us for help. We were the last line of defense. An actor and his foundation were the potential last line of defense. That's my day job, and I'm sticking to it. Can we build the tools that are better than their tools to fight what's happening? There are sites in the United States that do this other than Backpage, a lot of them, in fact. There are sites internationally that are doing this. There are other sites. It's happening all over the place. It's been happening for decades.
What if we told you that Ashton Kutcher, the Hollywood star celebrated for his fight against human trafficking, might have quietly paid to cover his tracks in a scandal so explosive it could destroy his public image? They say the truth always comes out. But what happens when it drags some of Hollywood's most untouchable names into the harsh spotlight? Ashton Kutcher, Hollywood's golden boy, has long positioned himself as a champion of justice through his work with Thorne, the organization he co-founded to combat human trafficking. He's often spoken passionately about his mission to defend the vulnerable and ensure a society where everyone has the right to pursue happiness. But recent revelations tied to the explosive case against Shawn "Diddy" Combs have cast a shadow over his carefully curated reputation. Tony Busby, the high-profile attorney representing over 120 of Diddy's alleged victims, claims certain A-listers are paying settlements to keep their names out of court. A resurfaced clip of Ashton nervously, laughing off questions about Diddy's infamous parties has only fueled speculation. Could the actor, hailed as a hero, be complicit in Hollywood's darkest secrets? Busby, known for his aggressive courtroom style, is leading one of Hollywood's largest sexual abuse cases. With over 120 victims coming forward, the accusations against Diddy are chilling, painting a picture of drug-fueled parties, coercion, violence, and systemic silence. Busby's team is sending demand letters to several celebrities, warning them of impending lawsuits. Though names remain undisclosed, Busby hints that these stars were not just bystanders, but may have actively participated or turned a blind eye. Fans are now questioning Ashton's connections to Diddy, which date back years, with both attending exclusive Hollywood events and parties. For someone who built a reputation as a moral crusader, these ties now seem questionable at best and damning at worst. Social media exploded as fans connected the dots, with Ashton no longer seen as an innocent bystander, but as a potential accomplice in the court of public opinion.
Factor exclusive tonight. Famed Houston attorney Tony Busby is taking on Shawn P. Diddy Combs. Today, Busby confirmed to me he has been retained by at least, get this, 55 people who are suing the hip-hop mogul. Busby says those cases vary from sex assault to sexual abuse and trafficking. They're expected to be filed in about a week or so in court. Busby also expects a number of plaintiffs to continue to rise, but he did not indicate to me where all of the alleged victims are located. These cases are all civil cases and not criminal.
The team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Shawn Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Shawn Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the large volume of calls we have received since our first announcement.
News. Shawn P. Diddy Combs has been arrested and indicted on federal charges. The disgraced music icon has faced startling allegations for months of rape, sexual assault, physical abuse, gun trafficking, and drug trafficking. On Monday evening, he was indicted by a grand jury in New York. He was taken into custody in Manhattan, where he's been for the last week in anticipation of these charges. Now, the charges haven't been made public just yet. In fact, the indictment was sealed. But according to the New York Times, a person familiar with the prosecution says they believe Diddy faces charges of racketeering and
that exists because of technology and the internet. You meet a stranger that has a similar interest to you, and next thing you know, you're sharing content around that particular interest. Well, that might happen with cars, and that might happen with hobbies, but it also happens with child pornography and human trafficking.
Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team insists these parties were consensual gatherings among adults, but investigators have uncovered damning evidence, including seized documents, witness testimonies, and over 1,000 bottles of lubricant and narcotics. The allegations span decades, detailing a horrifying cycle of manipulation, violence, and fear. For Ashton, the duality is striking. As someone who has long used his platform to advocate for victims, the resurfaced video and Busby's cryptic statements now cast doubt over his integrity. While there's no direct evidence tying him to Diddy's crimes, the situation has raised serious questions about his silence and connections. Tony Busby isn't stopping anytime soon, and the revelations yet to come may rewrite Hollywood history, as we know it. Could Ashton Kutcher's name join the list of the disgraced? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's darkest secrets.